Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We are back with another Classroom of the Elite video. This is Cut Content Volume 7.5. Now, in my Season 2 reactions, I would typically react to it and then do a breakdown comparing it to the light novels a little bit afterwards or after my reaction. But this time for this one, I didn't do that because Episode 13 adapted the entire book from volume 7.5, which typically the half volumes are like summer vacation, spring break, Christmas break, and this one was Christmas break. And so since it was the entire book, I decided it would be better because they left out so much just to do it in one separate video. Now, I will let you guys know that this is more just like the highlights, the bullet points, because well, it's no point, right? I've already done my review for volume 7.5. So if you guys want like my full breakdown with all the details in there, then I'll leave that in the description. There's also other cut content videos, other Clash of Elite videos, other light novel reviews in the description. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you guys never miss out on a new video. We do discussions, reactions. Like recently I've done a Chainsaw Man reaction, right? I'm doing that, so stay tuned, right? But with that away, my name is Potential Unleashed and let's get into it. The prologue of this book, it starts out with Kiyotaka pondering how people will spend Christmas together because he's never really had friends. He's never experienced anything like that because of him being in the White Room, where he wonders if he'll ever be able to experience the Christmas emotions or emotions such as love, where as he's deciding this and debating about this, he ends up getting ready and he ends up leaving his room because he has a date with Satou, because in the last book he promised that he would go out with her. Karuzawa has started having feelings for Kiyotaka, where she reflects on her relationship with him. I feel like it was more detailed in the light novel, where she talks about how Kiyotaka, you know, most guys that they like girls with clear skin and, you know, a lot of other things, but Kiyotaka, he didn't judge her for one, not being, well, for being bullied, and two, having scars on her. So she's reflecting like, yo, do I actually like this dude, or I'm starting to fall for him? Where she ends up blushing and she ends up saying, you know, trying to bury her feelings because she has to go and talk to Satou. We also had some interactions with Ibuki and Sakayanagi. I will say, maybe because they wanted to make Ryuen like the big bad guy for this season, and the next season is going to be Sakayanagi because of what she does in volumes 8, I'd say 8, 10, and probably 11. But I will say that Sakayanagi has some interactions that were cut out from this season. But in this instance, Kiyotaka and Sakayanagi, they interact, where she asks to hang out with him, where he declines, like, yo, I think it would be suspicious with somebody like you hanging out with somebody like me. Where they talk about the Class C incident with Ryuen, and she's like, yo, Kiyotaka, I know you're involved, right? Or you're the mastermind, you were the one to make Dragon Boy submit or make him, you know, whatever happened, right? Where he ends up declines, and she's like, yo, I challenge you, where he also declines there. And she's like, well, you know, eventually I'll make my way back around to you, but I'll play with Ryuen, I'll play with Ichinose for now, right? And then after their interaction, later we end up cutting with him and Ibuki, where they ended up watching a movie together. Well, not really together, they just happen to end up like sitting next to each other because there was no other available seats. The movie keeps on going in and out, or like the power goes out, and so their movie is ruined, where, you know, they have an unpleasant interaction because, you know, recently, like a few days ago, Kiyotaka just whooped on her and whooped their ass, right? So obviously she's gonna still be a little bit bitter, where after the movie she challenges Kiyotaka to a fight again, and well, she loses again. We also had an interaction with Matsushita, Shinohara, and Satou, where Kiyotaka, he's kind of behind them, eavesdropping on them because he's trying to figure out, I guess, more about Satou, where they're talking about not having anybody for the Christmas holidays. Matsushita, she doesn't have anybody because she has such high standards. Shinohara, she has someone in mind, and Satou, you know, is asked about Kiyotaka and how their progress is going. Kiyotaka, he's like, oh, time for me to dip because I don't need to know this, or I don't need them to find out that I'm nearby. The Anyan and Yakoji group, Hasabe, she invites everybody to a Christmas party, where Kiyotaka declines because, well, he's going on a date with Satou, where Hasabe, she asks Kiyotaka if he noticed that Sakura has feelings for him. He obviously has. He's like, yo, you know, her not having many friends or many guy friends, the fact that, like, I've been there for her, been around her, and we've interacted, it, only makes logical sense that she would have feelings for him. And he's like, well, it's for her to, go up to me and tell me and express them, right? I'm not going to sit up in here and, number one, be forced to accept it, but number two, like, act around her differently and stuff like that. The discussion with Ryuen, a little bit was left out, where Ryuen, he will end up, well, kind of going in, I guess, the shadows. However, he's going to try and lay the groundwork for Class D for an alliance against Class A, where they both believe that Ichinose, well, she has no chance to beat Sakayanagi. Ichinose is a goody two-shoes and doesn't want to get her hands dirty. Where then the former student council, Manabu, he shows up trying to talk about defeating Nagumo, where Ryuen versus Manabu happens, where it's a stalemate and they both acknowledge each other having skills. Where Nagumo, it's been confirmed he's been involved ever since he was student council in 17 expulsions. Where Ryuen, he likes Nagumo's ideology, and so does Kiyotaka, about the strong survive, those who are more skilled survived. And I'm not going to hold you. I am going to make a video comparing Nagumo and Manabu's like ways of thinking and who I think is the better student council. But for right now, it may be, depending on how the rest of the books go, I might be on Nagumo's side or I might be on the president's side. You guys got to stay tuned for it. But I also want to mention that Kiyotaka, in his discussion, he ends up being covered in snow, and Ryuen is like questioning like what the heck is he doing, or why is he wiping the snow off and stuff like that. Where Kiyotaka, he's trying to relish and enjoy the feeling because he never felt snow before, never interacted with snow before because of him being in the White Room. The scene where Kiyotaka asks Harita to join the student council is pretty much the same, except for Kushida's here, where in the anime version, Kushida, she was just passing by. Kushida's here in the light novel just for Harita to try to fix their relationship, which I'd say is probably important for books in the future. Sakura ended up giving Kiyotaka a gift, knowing that, he wouldn't go to the Christmas party, where the gift is blue gloves. And this is kind of funny because the blue gloves, the pattern is very plain and fitting for a personality like Kiyotaka. For the date, Kawazawa, I'd say in the light novel version, she was cock blocking more. She was like talking down on Kiyotaka and kind of not really giving him a fair chance for it to be successful, because she's trying to ruin their date so that he doesn't go out with Satou. Where there was also an interaction with Nagumo that was left out. Nagumo, he ends up coming up to Kiyotaka and he wondered why Manabu challenged a junior to a race instead of challenging or going against Nagumo. He's like, yo, why would you go against the student council? And he's like, that means that you're special. Where Kiyotaka declines, and they go about their date pretty much doing the same thing, going to the movies, going out to eat, etc. And I'd say in the anime version, they made Kiyotaka more emotionless and more mean. I feel like they just do this in general. He said something about she's not worth smiling for, where it's not that he can't smile, that's just, she's not somebody that he should. And I don't remember that, I'm not going to hold you. In my reaction, I freaking gasped, right? But he also, in the light novel version, when asked by Kawazawa why he said no, he said he could have fun times with her, experiencing everything a relationship has to offer, but then he would wonder how Kawazawa would feel about it and how it would affect their relationship, because he believes that Kawazawa is a more important pawn to him. Lastly, there was a meetup that happened. Manabu has someone on the student council that doesn't like Nagumo, which is a second year Class B student named Kiriyama, who's currently the vice president, and they're going to work together, well, with quotes, to take down Nagumo. So he believes Kiyotaka really is only going to monitor the situation and act as he sees fit. Where Kei's there during the meeting, he calls her his partner, where Kei and Kiyotaka, in this instance, they start calling each other by their given names, showing that they're more close to each other. Overall, this adaptation of Volume 7.5, I give it probably like a 4 out of 10 because of how much was left out and how much, especially with like Nagumo, Sakayanagi, and how important those characters are. I'd say like Nagumo more year 2, but Sakayanagi definitely the end of year 1 for season 3, like the last remaining books, and some of year 2 as well. But yeah, this is one of my, I think this is my second favorite of the half volumes. I think 11.5 is my favorite. But yeah, this is just the cut content for this video. I plan on probably the next Classroom Elite video will be my full review of season 2, right? There's a lot going on. One Piece is going crazy. Chainsaw Man is going crazy. A lot of anime come back. Bleach came back, right? It's fire, right? But let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.